Alrighty, so I hope this will stay in focus for the entire video. I have a little issue with my sight today, hence the glasses. I did not put in my contacts today because in the morning when I was getting ready, I poked myself in the eye with a spoolie. I have no idea how I managed that. It's a mystery to me, but clearly I'm sometimes danger to myself. Anyway, hi guys, it's Lara. Thank you all for watching and welcome back to my channel and to my final Vlogtober episode. I also thought I'm gonna dress the part. I actually yesterday finished editing the tutorial for this hat and for my witch costume. The video is already up on my DIY channel, and the sewing pattern for both the costume and the hat is up on my homepage, so I will link everything down below, which means I have to declare myself as a sponsor of today's video. But we have another sponsor today. The main sponsor of our today's video is Wayne Smith. He's a very talented artist and illustrator from Florida. I discovered him years ago through his photography. I love birds and I kept seeing some of his photos of birds and I found them so incredibly beautiful, and that's why I started following him. Over time he started focusing more on illustrations, which are, by the way, very beautiful. He has his own style and I absolutely love it. He even made once a portrait for me during the time when I still had my purple hair. And recently he started creating comics where the main character is Maggie. She's a witch and they are super darling and quirky. I love them so much. I bought one of his comics and I just like it so much that I have decided I wanted to give 2 of these comics away for Halloween this year. So 2 of you can win these little comic books, and Wayne is so generous that he's sponsoring these. So once I pick the winners and once I'll have the addresses, I will forward them to Wayne and he's gonna ship the comics straight to the winners. So thank you so much, Wayne. I am so happy that we can do this collab. And guys, definitely go on Instagram and follow Wayne. His art is just so sweet and beautiful and I absolutely love his style. He definitely deserves all the success in the world. I will write down below in the video description all about this giveaway so that you can read the conditions in your own time. And now let's go ahead and continue with today's video. In order to wrap up our this year's Vlogtober, I'm gonna be talking about several paranormal experiences that I had recently. The paranormal world and spirits are nothing new to me. I had multiple encounters in my life that were really sometimes even spooky or at least interesting, but today I'm just gonna focus on the most recent stuff and you guys can let me know in the comments if you would like to hear more. About 6 months ago, I had a really strong, vivid dream that was really disturbing. So I dreamt that I was asleep in our bed. Jack was next to me and Shadow was also there, and I dreamt that someone came through our terrace door. I believe it were 2 guys and they felt really evil and they came to our bedroom and I knew they were there to hurt us. And one of the guys jumped on the bed and the weight of the person holding me down and getting at my throat was actually what woke me. And I could still feel the weight when I was awake before I even opened my eyes. So I thought like, okay, this must have been a dream. Maybe Shadow jumped on the bed, which is actually something he never does. But when I opened my eyes and looked over where Shadow's bed was, I have seen that he was on his place and Jack was sound asleep next to me. But the weight felt so incredibly real that it really spooked me out so badly. And parallelly to that, I started seeing pretty much every night something above our bedroom door. It looked like kind of a really thick snake-like looking demon or something like that. It's really hard to describe. It looked like it was made of smoke and the body of the thing looked like a giant snake. And I've been seeing that almost every single night, and I kept dreaming this dream. It was really, really scary. And around the time, whenever I would go to the church where I like going, which is the church in the woods called Maria Grün, there's this little chapel where I always go to say a prayer, and it's so wonderful because I can take Shadow there. I can also take Shadow to the service because dogs are allowed there in the back rows in the church. So anyway, I've been with Shadow in the little chapel, and he's been sitting at the entrance of the chapel looking out, and he would be growling. There was nothing outside. There were no people, no dogs, nothing. Not even wind or anything that I would feel like, okay, that might have caught his attention. It was quiet. But he would be looking out and he would growl. And it felt like something was out there, and it's really hard to describe, but I could not shake the feeling that something was following me. And it only got confirmed when a friend of mine who sometimes joins us on our walk would one day come with us to the chapel, and their dog would be sitting next to Shadow, and they would both be looking out and growl. And we both were looking outside and we were like, there's nothing out there. What's happening with them? And the moment I stopped seeing the snake-like looking smoky thing over the bedroom door, and the moment the dreams about this person holding me down stopped, the dogs stopped acting like this way. So I highly suspect that there was some kind of an entity trying to get attached to me, and it was following me, and for whatever reason I shook it, and the dogs were either sensing it or feeling it. But it literally to this day gives me goosebumps. But don't worry, that's not everything about our bedroom. There's more. Apparently there is some activity around that space. I started seeing a portal around the area where our bedroom door is. And the first encounter with this smoky figure kind of felt scary, but at some point it started feeling more interesting, and I got a different vibe from that. So the way the portal looks to me, it just sometimes wakes me at night. I open my eyes and it looks like there is kind of a bubble, you know, like not a bubble, but when you look at a bubble, it has this thin wall that has different colors and it looks almost like water or glass. That's how the bedroom door would look to me. And sometimes I see their shapes and sometimes they are even illuminated. And I would see that for like 1 or 2 minutes, being awake and trying to figure out, am I still dreaming? Am I still sleeping? Is it some kind of hallucination? And then they would fade away. I have no idea what it is, but I keep seeing that, and I tried to make photos, but when I'm using the flash on my phone, of course, all I see is the bedroom door and our bathroom behind it. And when I took photos, when it was dark, it was really dark. I tried it. What was that? That was not English. I tried to change some settings of the photos, and I'm gonna blend in on the screen the best that I could see. So you can see some shapes, but it's really blurred and it's not really clear what it is. But I still, to this day, keep seeing that. It does not feel scary. When I wake up, I usually have to go to the toilet too, so when I go through it, it feels warm and kind of soothing. There's nothing that would scare me. It does not make the hair on the back of my neck prickle, so I guess it's something positive, maybe some kind of protection, but it's just very weird. And actually tonight I woke up and there was again one of these shapes. It's so weird. It's kind of an abstract shape, and it was neon green and illuminated, and I kept staring at it because I was like, okay, this is weird. I'm clearly out of my mind, and it was still there. I pinched myself, I was awake, and then it started fading. So No idea what that is. If you guys know what that could be, please let me know in the comments, because I would definitely love to know more about that. And seriously, at this point, I really am considering getting some kind of ghost hunters to examine our house, especially our bedroom, because I really wonder what happened in the past here and what that could be. But probably the most bizarre thing that keeps happening to me is I'm seeing the Reaper, or at least that's what I call the figure that I see sometimes. And one time it came and announced that someone is going to cross over the Rainbow Bridge, and it really happened. So one night, that was around the time when my uncle got sick, I suddenly woke up in the middle of the night, and there he was standing there, looked like kind of a skeletal figure, but brownish and dark, and was looking at me. And it did not feel threatening. It felt more like, I'm here to tell you something, something's gonna happen. I don't know, it was just very weird. And just like with the other things, when I woke up, I felt like, okay, I'm clearly still dreaming or imagining this, but I've been staring at the figure for minutes and it was still there. 2 days later, my uncle passed away. So that was pretty scary. And since that time, the figure occasionally appeared and would look at me like it was trying to tell me something. And I stopped seeing the figure in this shape and form once I found out about my liver tumor. So if you want to know more about my liver tumor, I have a video about that. If you missed it, I will link it here in the right corner and also down below. So the way I interpret this encounter is that the Reaper was here to tell me there is something you need to know, otherwise you will have to come with me. And until I knew that there is something that could put me in danger and possibly even end my life, until I found that out, he was there. So I feel like it was somehow a, I wouldn't say protection, but kind of warning, and that the figure was there to help me. Of course, it's possible that all that is just in my mind, that even though I saw something, that I just had a really vivid fantasy and that I kind of saw what I thought I saw, but it felt all so real. And again, I just don't feel like the paranormal would be here to scare me. It just feels kind of natural. And I always had a very strong intuition, so I wonder if I have some kind of connection to the world. In my last Vlogtober episode, I told you that something possibly came with me home from the cemetery of the Nameless, so I'm not gonna go over that. I will link simply the video down below in case you missed that. By the way, the activities calmed down, so apparently whatever came with me either left or decided to leave me alone. But one more thing happened, and that was when I was in the Blood Lane, which is from the last video. When I was editing the video, I always use the same type of transition between clips, and the transitions between the clips when I was standing in the Blood Lane and telling you about its history are kind of weird. You can see that when one clip ends and the other clip starts, it looks like I'm kind of flaring into the screen. And that happens in that video only in the Blood Lane, even though it's the same transitions. And that's just so super weird. But other than that, my laptop stopped acting out. I had only issues with editing the video from the cemetery of the Nameless. That would literally make it so hard to finish the video. And let me tell you, when I was done with editing, I made sure that I deleted all the clips and I kept only a few photos, because it was really weird. And even though I feel like Jack is a little more skeptical, he was also saying like, that is really a weird coincidence. I almost forgot, one more thing happened to me while I was editing one of the Vlogtober episodes. I honestly can't remember at this point whether it was the Cemetery of the Nameless video or the Blood Lane video, but I remember I was sitting at my laptop, I just edited one of the clips, and I usually, when I trim them and when I add the transitions and music, I let it play shortly in order to know if everything is the way I want it to be. And one of the clips suddenly started playing backwards, and I double checked whether I maybe accidentally reversed the clip, because that is an option in the editing program, but there were no changes made. There is a clear sign in the editing program if you change something in the clip. It would have like color coding. When you change the sound, there is green color coding. When you change something about how the video is turned, like the picture is turned or something else, it would have pink coding. It didn't have anything, but it was playing backwards, and I could not stop the clip from playing. That was just so weird. So I had to shut down the program and start it again, and that was then the end of the story, but it was certainly weird. And let's not forget that I'm not editing videos only for this channel. I have my DIY channel, so I was during the time also editing other videos for my DIY channel, and I never had any issues with those videos. It was only with the Vlogtober episodes. So, but that's gonna be it for today. As I mentioned, I had many more encounters with the paranormal in my life. I sometimes had premonitions, and sadly one time it happened to be true. So if you want to know more about that, if you would like to see more videos of this type, like me talking about the paranormal and maybe even visiting more haunted places, let me know in the comments. I definitely enjoy this. And that's gonna be it for today. So again, don't forget to read the video description so that you know how you can take part in the giveaway. So you have a chance to win this cute comic from Wayne Smith, and his Instagram account is linked down below. I hope that you guys enjoyed Vlogtober. I already have many plans for November. I want to make it into kind of a wellness month. So we're gonna do hair, because I still have some hair tutorials to catch up, Virgo hair and Libra hair, and there's gonna be then, I believe it's Scorpio, the next zodiac sign. So there's gonna be some hair tutorials and some beauty stuff, so I'm super excited about that. Happy Halloween. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you guys very much. God bless you, and see you soon. Bye.